I'm Eric from ericlouberthorror.webs.com and ericloubert.webs.com. Both of those will be in the description box below. Now, here's my return for a horror movie reviewing, and I am reviewing Predators. Predators is another movie in the Predator series, not a remake of the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. There are good things and there are bad things about this movie. I will be going over those good things and bad things in this review. First, the good things. Well, the plot is completely different from any other Predator movie. A group of the 8 most dangerous killers on Earth are dropped off at a planet. This planet happens to be a preserve, where they can be hunted and killed by predators. In the movie, the creatures are unnamed, but the audience knows that they are predators. That's what we call them, yeah. So one by one, all the characters get killed throughout the movie. But you actually end up caring about the characters. Even if it's not that much, you care about them a little bit. Some of the special effects are showstoppers. But this movie also had some bad special effects. There's one part when a shelter gets blown up and a gargantuan blast of fire engulfs the whole thing. The fire looks pretty bad. It looks like it's from a video game. Other than that, the small amount of gore that's in this movie looks great. The predators look terrific. And the environment being a worldwide jungle looks pretty cool. Now for the bad things. Some of the dialogue is a bit stale at some times. And the acting's okay, but yeah, I'll get to that later. There's quite a bit of comic relief in this movie, way more than you'd expect in a sci-fi or horror film. Some of the jokes are bad, but for the most part, the comic relief is different for a movie like this, and it's okay. None of the people in the audience at the theater mind it. Well, this might just be me, but since I was late for the movie, I missed like the first 10 minutes or so, but the movie went by really fast. And the movie is approximately an hour and 55 minutes long. The Karate Kid and The Last Airbender lasted way longer. They moved along way slower than this. At the end of the movie, there were a few plot twists, but they all occurred within the last 20 or so minutes of the movie, which kind of bothered me. There was no foreshadowing of any of these twists earlier in the movie, so for these twists to come at the viewer or viewers so abruptly, all in a short span of time, it just seemed kind of stupid to me. The movie should have been longer, so all these twists at the end could have had more time to settle in. Because there's 3 big plot twists. Well, 2 big ones, one just there for the heck of it. But they should have taken time for those to settle in. So the movie should have been longer. It should have been over 2 hours long. Not an hour and 55 minutes. In fact, no wonder the movie seemed to go so fast at the end. There were too many twists. Other than all of that, the 2 things that bothered the out of me after I got out of the theater were that the movie seemed too short and the plot was good, but it wasn't executed right. It wasn't carried out the way it should have been. And it's kind of hard for me to explain that. The acting was okay, but okay wasn't good enough for a plot like this. For me, okay wasn't enough. Adrien Brody is probably the best actor in the whole film. He was in King Kong, the remake. So he had this raspy voice thing going on, like the Dark Knight. It seemed kind of gimmicky to me. Probably just to make him sound tougher, since these are 8 dangerous criminals that were from planet Earth and they were dropped off on this planet so they can be hunted and killed. Adrien Brody was okay. Better than his performance in King Kong, definitely. And he ends up being the most developed character in the whole movie. And that ends up also being the character you care most about if you really look into the movie, like I did. And all the characters had different personalities, and I liked a bunch of them. Except for the ones that didn't talk very much, like this Chinese or Japanese guy. He never talked until halfway through the movie. And only 2 characters survived in the movie. They survived the predators and all that stuff. I was expecting a lot more out of this movie, like being a horror film. This is more like a sci-fi action movie. Yeah, it has shock value and with the small amount of gore. Like there's a scene where a predator tears somebody's spinal cord out of their back, which is pretty cool and bloody. First I thought it tore his arm off or something. That would be good enough for me. Yeah, that effect was pretty good. There was some more shock value and shock moments, and yeah, the movie used suspense, but there were only a couple moments that would have made somebody jump out of their seat. One when they first see the predator, and another when they find this cage with a parachute attached to it on the ground. It's been abandoned, and when Adrian Brody's character opens the cage, nothing's in there except a little cockroach thing just comes out, I guess. But don't get scared of the cockroach, it's just in the background. So, let me explain the cages. Well, here's the basic plot. Yeah, 8 people, 8 dangerous criminals from Earth, get dropped off at this planet to be hunted and killed by predators. But this isn't just a one-time thing. These happens in seasons, like hunting seasons for predators. Every season, they have more people dropped off of this planet to be killed. And it turns out that this group of 8 people ended up to be the best at fighting them. So, yeah, when they find this cage, it's where one of the people that were dropped off here was dropped off in. So the people get dropped off inside cages attached to parachutes. So it's kind of sick, kind of like Robert Rodriguez's kind of feeling for movies. And I was not expecting a typical Rob Rodriguez film, but you could definitely tell Robert Rodriguez was involved with it, because there was a lot of dark comedy, a lot of dark, sinister scenarios. A bunch of the plot was dark, like what I explained with people being dropped off every season, being hunted and killed by predators. Yeah, that's all Rob Rodriguez there. That's definitely Robert Rodriguez's taste. I was also expecting this to be another Predator movie, which it was, but it ends on the cliffhanger. Our 2 main characters, Royce, played by Adrian Brody, and Isabel, played by Alice Braga. Or Braga, I don't know. Those 2 main characters are left on the planet as they see more people coming down in cages and parachutes going to be killed and hunted by predators. So this movie ends on a cliffhanger, as I just told you, so I'm expecting a sequel, but I don't think this movie is good enough for a sequel. So I would give Predators a 6 out of 10. If you're a Predator fan, go see it. If you're curious about the movie, like I was, go see it. It's only worth seeing in some circumstances. I can tell you that I will be getting this movie on DVD, most likely. It was okay. Not bad, not great, just okay. And it's kind of hard to review a movie that's okay, because you wish you could say, oh, this movie sucks, or, oh, this movie's awesome, you know? So reviewing a movie that's just okay is kind of hard to do. That's why a bunch of stuff was out of order, like me explain another big piece of the plot with the whole hunting season stuff. So it was kind of hard to review a movie like this. Well, it could have been worse, and it could have been better. If the acting was better, and they made the movie longer, and the movie could have gotten at least a 7 out of 10 from me. I really hope that the Predator series can continue on, because this is the first Predator movie in a long time. Not counting Alien vs. Predator or Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Those are just spin-offs. But this is the first Predator movie in a long time. And it's part of the same series, as far as I know. So I hopefully the series will continue on with another Predator movie. Thank you for watching the review. Comment, subscribe, thumbs up the video, and have a good day or night.